Hey guys, just a quick video today. It's just about stoves, and these are generally all the types of stoves that I use here myself when I'm in outdoors, depending on what I'm doing. It doesn't really have to be in the outdoors, it's just out and about, you know, have a wee stove and make a cup of tea, whether I'm doing an outdoor activity or not. They're just handy to have. But I'm just going to go through them all. I'll have them for all different types of reasons. I have a few favourites compared to some others. Some of them are more novelty than practical, but they're obviously still practical. They still work, just not as good as some of the other ones. And it would be interesting to hear if you write in the comments what sort of stoves that you lot use, and what's your favourites, and are they similar to what I have here. And I know there's many other types of stoves, but these are the stoves that generally and what I sell, and here as well as what I generally sell what I use, and because I know it works. And so we'll just go through the gear here that I've got, and we'll go through the wee novelty ones first. And I'm pretty sure everybody's had one of these at some stage. It's a wee solid fuel cooker, just a wee thing, really small, lightweight, very compact. Great wee stoves. Everybody's had these. Are really cheap, under $5, and you get the wee solid fuel burners. You light one of them, you put it on, you put your pot or pan on top of it, and you cook away. And it does the job, but these don't last very long. You can put twigs and stuff on them if you want, but again, they burn out really quick. And they do the job. You put a wee pot or pan on it, and you cook away. And they're great. They're maybe not as practical or as efficient as some of the others, but everybody's had one at some stage, and they are a great wee job, and I quite like them. Don't use it as much anymore. I've sort of moved on from that, but that's one of these things that I started off with when I was younger, but I still have them, but don't use them as much anymore. So that's the wee solid fuel cooker. The other one is probably the wee gel stove. Probably a wee bit more practical than that, and it lasts a wee bit longer. And so that's just a wee fill of gel in there, and that's your lid. And then all you do, set your windshield on. You light your gel, and then you set your pot or pan on top of it. And the gel there it's meant to last up for around 8 hours, and it does, but it's slow burning. It's not as, I say, fast as meth or gas, but it does the job. Again, I would call this a wee novelty cooker, but it works. Great wee job. Another budget stove or whatever, and lightweight, compact. Yeah, another novelty one. Don't use too much either, but it's a nice wee bit of kit to use. Now we sort of go into the stuff that I would use more so than them two. Them two don't use as much anymore. The one that I used a lot over the years would probably be the Trangie. Now this is the mini Trangie, or the solo Trangie. I grew up using Trangies through scouting, and it's a mainstay of scout groups and DOFE groups. They're bomb-proof in the last few years and really easy to use, and you know what? They're well made and they do last for years. I love them. This is a solo one, and that's literally your burner. And it's just a wee meth burner, or spirit burner. You put your alcohol or meth in that. You light it, then obviously you use your pot on it, or you can use the pan. Now the solo one's very good. It's very compact, as you can see. It's very small. Now I've never really used the solo one because I grew up using the bigger ones. The next size is up, which is 2 other sizes. There's one for 2 or 3 people, and there's one for around 4 or 5 people. And they're the ones I generally grew up using in scouts, and they're great. I'll just show you one here now of the larger ones. And again, something we've all used these here at some stage. A Trangie, I'm assuming. This is the bigger set I compared earlier. That's the bigger set, obviously. As you can see, you've got the centre out of it. You set your wee burner in there in that centre hole. Well, they use 3 different types. You can use a gel burner, a gas burner, or the meth burner. I traditionally prefer the meth, and the reason being because the meth works well. It's better. Cooks a bit faster than the gel. And I don't use, a lot of groups are using gas, but if I want to use gas cooking kit, I use there's better gas options out there than the Trangie, because the Trangie is quite bulky. It's great for a group, I suppose. It is great for a group kit for 3 or 4 people or whatever. But I just think there's better gas versions available, to say the likes of a Jetboil type thing, or even these wee burners here. But again, if I was using a Trangie, it's mess for me all day long. I like using mess, a wee bit more unstable and a bit more looking after. You use it right, it's great. And they're really compact, these Trangies. Again, you don't need plates or nothing. They come with 2 bowls, and they're great because they pack away into nothing as well. So you can obviously use your frying pan as well and your handle. And you can get them with kettles or without kettles, and you get a wee strap that goes around. And that's your kit. And they're great. You know, that's what I was brought up on Scouts, and I love them. Still love them. Still use them with our Scout grips. Great bit of kit for grips. But on if you're going for yourself, maybe the solo one would be better. But there is better versions of solo kits, like a Jetboil or something like that I would use. But these are a great wee item, I must say. But for grips, these are great for Scouts. Love them. Now, the other one here, I've had a video of this, is my Kelly kettle. Now, it's just a twig stove. That's your fire base, and you burn whatever you want on it there, literally what you can find. You fill the kettle up here. If I can get it open. You fill the kettle with water, and you can cook on the top while there's a fire in there, and it's sort of like a big chimney. It funnels the heat up through to cook whatever you're cooking on the top while heating your water, so it does 2 things at once. Really good. There's a smaller version. This is the biggest version. 2 other versions. There's a small tracker version. Again, I wouldn't be a big fan of the small tracker version because, again, there's faster and better options and more lightweight options. If you're on the mountain, there's not always time you're going to find for heat and stuff to burn. So again, not ideal for trekking, but they're not bad. This here's a base camp one, so if you're a camper, you're going out into the forest for a weekend and stuff, this is ideal to have. And again, it's a bit of a novelty item, but this really works, and I love this here when I'm doing a wee bit of backwoods camping or bushcraft or whatever. I'm not using the fire or whatever. This is great because it does everything you want, heats water and cooks all at the one time. So I love this set. And again, it comes in a nice carry case. Again, it's not too bulky for expeditions, but if you're going for a stand camp stuff, perfect. Love the Kelly kettle, really love it. There's other versions of Gilly kettle and all. Love these, brilliant. This kit. Now the other one that I used for years, you can see this is my own one. It's just a wee pocket rocket, and it's packed into these wee things here. And obviously just screw into a screw top gas. And these are great. They're really fast, really compact, and I used this for hill walking for years. This one here is actually about 6 or 7 years old, and it's still going strong. I still use this one. I know it's only 14 or 15 quid, and it's a great bit of kit. And the only thing you need with it is obviously you can use like a mess tin or a mess mug, or you can use yourself like a wee cook kit as well on them. That's all really what you need, and they're really compact. And you know, as I said, they're a great job. Just fold out, light the gas, paper, switch to a wee cooker, 1-ring cooker. And again, I love these here. They used that for years. Great job. Only problem with this type of one, there's no windshield on it, so you obviously need a wee bit of shelter. But love them. Really handy, really cheap. And that there is just a smaller version of that one. So it's an even more compact one. It comes in a wee tiny carry case. It's about half the size, and it's effectively the same thing. It's no faster, it's no slower, it's just a bit smaller. So yeah, it's another great wee one there, and that there's by Vango, but there's many versions of these. You get Vango, you get Highlander, you get Jetboil, you get so many different brands, but they're literally all near enough the same. The other thing is obviously you have this here, which is like a Jetboil. This is a Highlander blade or fast boil. It's the same as the Jetboil Alp kits or whatever, and these are fantastic. I love these. Literally same thing on your gas, screw it on, spark it up. That holds 1.1 litre of water, and it cooks it, boils it in less than 3 minutes. So they're really fast. You've got your mug, you've got your thing to eat it in, and it's really compact. So this is probably this whole bit of kit here. So you know you can pack it away. So the next is we pack that away. So, you can pack that away. I haven't packed it right. You get the gist. You pack that away, and you know it's just as compact as one of these at the end of the day, because one of these wee stoves here, you still have to bring a cook kit or a mess tin or something along with it anyway, along with the gas. Where this here one's all contained into one. So I quite love these. Brilliant. Now, if I have a favourite about all these kits, the favourites are probably this Jetboil version is really good, really handy, really fast, and it's just superb. And I believe it or not, I quite like the Transies. I love Transies because I grew up on them, and I just think they're a fantastic bit of item. And I love using these with grips. They're brilliant to use with grips. That's brilliant when I'm on my own. These wee stoves, again, they're a classic one. I still use it as well as that. Just depends on what I'm in the mood for. But my favourite of all is probably that one there, and I love the Kelly kettle for standing camp. So they're pretty much probably my favourite bits of kit. And that's just obviously you're holding your mess for your Transie, so it's quite a considerable kit if you're using mess. And so it'll just be interesting to see what's your favourite sort of gear. And these are generally all the stoves I use if I'm not cooking on open fire or using open fire. This is what I use, and I love them all. But as I said, I have my favourites, and that'll be one of them. So it'll just be interesting to see why do you use yours. And just write in the comments, and I hope you like the video and why I use these. Again, it's all about space and speed and practicality, and depending on what activity I'm using, it makes me pick whatever stove I'm going to use at the time. So obviously lightweight, fast and compact. These type of ones here are great for mountain hill walking expeditions or paddle expeditions.